Welcome to this episode of Influence to Equity. If you are a mom looking to invest and you have no idea where to start or where to get the education, this episode is for you. Let's talk about the mistakes you want to avoid when it comes to investing. The first mistake that you want to avoid is not having a clear plan. Figure out how much money you want to invest, whether that's $20, $25, $50, $100. You have to make sure that it's a number that you are comfortable with. The second is making sure that you have a financial plan for how you're going to have the extra income in order to invest. Thirdly, also making sure where do you want this money to go? What companies, what stocks, what bonds, what do you want to invest in? And also, what's the timetable? How quickly do you want this money to return? And what kinds of returns are you looking for in order to invest so that you are comfortable with that number? For example, if you're looking to invest in a company, they tell you that the return is only 2 or 3x. Is that worth the risk for you? And if it's not, then you don't do it. If you're looking for something with an 8, 9, 10 return, then you're also going to have to take more risks and have a higher risk tolerance in order to receive a higher return on your investment. Here's why you want to avoid not having a clear plan. For example, a couple years ago, I decided I wanted to learn how to invest. I wanted to options trade. I wanted to do it myself in the stock. I didn't know how to run an index fund. And what ended up happening is, in my excitement, I had money tied up in several different avenues. I had a couple grand tied up in options. I had a couple grand in stocks. I had a couple grand in crypto. The problem with that is all of them were very volatile at the time, causing me to lose a lot of money very quickly that I did not plan for. The key here is to make money slowly and to build wealth slowly. In order to build generational wealth, it starts with you first as a mom, and then for our children, right? So making sure that you understand what you're investing in so that it's not volatile, making sure that you don't lose a lot of money quickly. And of course, we need capital. You need liquid cash. You need money to sustain yourself for your life and for your children. If you don't have a clear plan, if you don't know what you're putting your money into and you don't understand how volatile it is, and then also, I would say the second mistake is not investing out of desperation. It's not investing with your emotions. That's how you lose a lot of money, making sure that you have the emotional intelligence, the mental stability, the education, and the mental awareness to know what you're investing in so that you can calm yourself. You do not ever want to invest from a place of lack. You do not want to invest from a place of desperation, because then you make mistakes that you cannot come back from. The point of this podcast is not to tell you to invest quickly and lose your money. What I want for you and for your family is to be able to slowly and realistically, in a way that you are comfortable with, build wealth for you and for your children. Letting your emotions drive your investment decisions lead to poor outcomes. You can never win that way. You establish a very disciplined investment plan and strategy, and you have to stick to it. And sometimes that means ignoring the outside voices, and sometimes that even means missing opportunities in order to stay safe. Play it for the way that is best for you and your family. If you cannot lose it, if you cannot sustain it, and if you don't have a strategy around it, do not invest it. And lastly, a mistake that you want to avoid is not having a financial plan, a financial education plan for your children. The two that I have in place are a 529 college plan for my boys and also a Roth IRA for my children as well. When I had my children, I opened a 529 plan for each of them, and let me tell you why I started with those. One, with the 529 plan, it also grows with the market. So let's say I put 10,000 in for just this sake here. If I put 10,000 in, if the market goes up 8%, by the time they're 18, you can imagine as to how much that money will be so that they're set. So one of the benefits of having a 529 plan is, let's say the kids don't want to go to college, they don't want to do anything with their lives, then when they turn 18, I can decide to pull that money with a penalty for myself and do whatever I wish with it. And here's the part that I love about the 529. In addition, because I have a child with special needs, Josiah won't be going to college. However, I can use the funds from his 529 towards his care as he gets older and for his future. Again, it's allowing for a backup, for safety net for my children. And the second way that I've chosen to build wealth for my children is to have a Roth IRA. So let's talk about why I decided to get a Roth for the boys. So first of all, a Roth IRA is a retirement account that I can contribute to after tax dollars for the kids. The money not only grows tax-free, but also when they go to withdraw it at retirement age, they will not be taxed. So the first benefit is that it's tax-free growth because I'm covering it and paying for it on the front end. The second is flexibility. So money can be withdrawn without penalty. And thirdly, I can start early. The benefits are compounding interest every single year, benefiting towards their wealth. So let's talk about how your children can be eligible. The first is earned income. So my youngest, Jeremiah, is on staff on Sarah Lifestyle and for my holding company. So he is earning income by doing work for my company. Is there an age requirement? And the answer is no. This is one of the benefits. As long as there's earned income for your children, they qualify to have money put into their Roth IRA. Here are some things to consider when it comes to opening a Roth IRA for your child or for your children. The first is choosing a custodian. So in my case, I am the custodian of my children's Roth IRA. The second thing to consider is to invest in the fund. So you can put in a one-time amount of $6,500 or talk to a financial advisor. The third thing to keep in mind is the investment funds. You need to figure out what is your risk tolerance. So it can go into individual stocks, it can go into a mutual fund, or into an index fund. And for a little bonus tip, here's a little fun, creative way in which you can also start investing. And that's to create a group or a mom fund. So there's something called an SPV. It's a special purpose vehicle that I use all the time with my investment companies. So let's say there's an investment that I want to make, but it's $50,000 is the minimum check or $100,000 is the minimum check. Now, I can't write that number. However, I can pull together 10 or 20 of my friends who all contribute, let's say $10,000 in order to make an investment in a company. If you've never heard of the PayPal Mafia, 10 out of 10 I highly recommend. So what they did is the same thing with an SPV. They pulled a bunch of money from about 20 of their friends and invested into PayPal, Square, Google, etc. Look it up. It's quite phenomenal. So if you feel like you don't have the money to invest, get a group of moms together. Be creative. Maybe it's like once a month everyone puts it $50. Kind of like an SPV, you create this fund and every month maybe you get together, you do over some wines, some charcuterie boards, and you learn about investing. Maybe we do an investing night. And then once this money is pulled together, you all decide as a group to then invest in a particular company. But the majority has to rule and all of you have to agree on what the investment is. I just thought that that would be a fun and creative tip in order to make investments easier to understand. I hope this episode was so helpful for you. If you want more tips and tricks from me, let me know, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode.